Hi guys, today is our lesson over multiplying polynomials. So we're going to specify today that it's going to be a binomial by a binomial. So Mr. Weber talked with you that a binomial is two terms and then multiplying by another two terms. We will extend this to be polynomial times polynomial on Thursday. Okay. So our first example is of the binomial x plus 4, and we're multiplying it by x minus 6. Okay. There's two methods that we can use. So the first method is called double distribute. What double distribute means is we're going to take the first term of the first binomial, x, and multiply it by the second binomial. So x times the quantity x minus 6. And then we're going to take the second term of the first binomial, plus 4, and multiply it by the second binomial, x minus 6. Okay. So what we've essentially done is broken up the first binomial and wrote that it as a coefficient in two separate parts. From here, x times x minus 6 is like what we did on Tuesday. It's a monomial times a binomial. So you distribute, or you can use the box method here. So x times x is x squared minus x times 6 is 6x plus 4 times x is 4x, and then 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. From here we can combine like terms. Negative 6x and positive 4x are like terms because they're both x to the first power. So x squared minus 2x minus 24. Okay, this would be our final answer. Another method you can use to multiply binomials is the box method. So this is an expansion of what we did yesterday with the box method of monomials times binomials. But because it's two terms times two terms, we're going to have a two-dimensional box, two vertically and then two horizontally, and that's because we have two terms times two terms. So the first binomial will represent the columns x plus 4, and then the second binomial will represent the rows of x and negative 6. We're going to multiply the dimensions, and that will get us essentially the area for that each quadrant. So x times x is x squared, x times 4 is 4x, negative 6 times x is negative 6x, negative 6 times 4 is negative 24. We have some like terms. I'm going to circle them for us. Negative 6x and 4x are like terms. So when we write our final answer, we'll add those two terms together. X squared minus 2x minus 24. Okay. Regardless of which method you choose, you should get the same answer either way. Okay. Let's do one more example. So example 2 is 2a minus or plus 3 times a squared minus 1. Okay. So showing you first with the double distribute method. Okay. We're going to take the first term of the first binomial, 2a, and multiply it by the second binomial, a squared minus 1. Then we'll take the second term of the first binomial, 3, and multiply it by the second binomial, a squared minus 1. From here it's a monomial times a binomial, so we distribute. 2a times a squared is 2a cubed. 2a times negative 1 is negative 2a. 3 times a squared is 3a squared. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. We want to look for any like terms. There are no terms that share the same variable with the same exponent, so we can't combine any terms. We should, however, write our answer in standard form. So the highest power goes first, 2a cubed, and then we'll rearrange the middle two terms so that the next highest power comes second, plus 3a squared minus 2a minus 3. That would be your final answer. Why do you think it would be called double distribute? Okay. The first distribute is that we're taking the binomial and distributing it to each of the binomial parts of the second factor. And then from there, we're distributing each monomial times the binomial. Okay, so we're distributing twice. The other method that we can use for this problem is the box method. Since it's a binomial times a binomial, our grid will be 2 by 2. 2a and 3 will represent the columns, and then a squared and negative 1 will represent the rows. So 2a times a squared is 2a cubed. A squared times 3 is 3a squared. Negative 1 times 2a is negative 2a. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. There are no like terms here, so I can't combine any terms again. We have 2a cubed plus 3a squared minus 2a minus 3. All right, good luck in your homework.